So, Mark, the story that we want to hear from you, this is going to be an interesting one. Would you please share with us this?
It's a golf story, actually.
Uh-huh.
It's actually more than a golf story. It's actually about detachment. And um, you're probably wondering how can that possibly be? But so I worked in as a product manager and for a long time for a tech company, and we would often go to these sales meetings, and they would uh, to explain our products and what's new and all this. And we do these presentations. And they would always have these golf tournaments. And uh, I worked for this company for almost 20 years, and I just recently taken up golf just before I got my realization. And so I wasn't a very good golfer. And I said, well, doesn't matter. I'm a yogi now. If I play badly, who cares? I'll be detached. So we go to this sales meeting, and I get I'm matched with the CFO of the company, the the top sales guy in the company who's like what they call a scratch golfer, a really good golfer, and another guy like me, and we're one of the first ones to tee off at
Uh-huh.
the first hole. So there's maybe 80 guys all standing around us, watching us tee off. And I hit my ball out of bounds immediately, and I keep going back and forth out of bounds and just playing horrible like I'd never even played golf before, right? And so I see the CFO and this sales guy that looking, shaking their heads like, "Oh man, this is going to be a long day." And so we get to the third hole, and we're out on the green, and my ball is crisscrossing. I can't quite make it into the cup. It's just crisscrossing back and forth across the green, and they just walk off. And I'm like, at this point, I'm anything but detached. I'm so embarrassed. I'm thinking, why did I ever do this? And so then I prayed to Shri Hanuman for detachment. And those you may not know, he's also the one that gave the Quran to Muhammad and told Mary she was giving birth to Jesus and all that. So in Indian, Gabriel's known as Hanuman. So, and I don't know why I decided to pray to Hanuman, but I did. I said, Hanuman, please just make me feel detached. I didn't care about playing better. Just give me the detachment. Because I knew the
So
golf.
you weren't embarrassed.
Yeah, because I knew playing better golf wasn't going to happen. I just wanted the
Yeah.
detachment. So we get up to the fourth hole. Everybody tees off. It's a shorter hole, like par three, 150 yards or something like this. And I get up and I swing my club, and the ball hits just in front of the cup, takes two bounces, and pops right into the cup. Hole in one.
Wow.
And everybody around me is going crazy because some people play golf their whole lives, never get a hole in one, never even see anybody get a hole in one, and they are going absolutely crazy around me. And I'm like a statue. I swear to God, I was like, I never thought so. I knew it was Hanuman that put the ball in the cup, right? It was just, it wasn't me. And I've never felt more detached before or since that moment. I really, I got the detachment like I'd never felt before in my life. And I'm like a
Wow.
statue. And everybody's going crazy. You know what you did? Do you know what you did? They're shaking my arm and all this. And I'm just like, I said, okay, Mark, you have to feign excitement. You have to pretend like you're excited because this is just. So I said, oh, yeah, that was pretty cool, like this. And they can't believe it. So then, not only after that, but I was having trouble with my driver, which is like this really big club that you always start with, and I couldn't control it very well. And so I just left it in my bag, and I was just using my next biggest club, which is a 3 iron, and the ball was going like over 200 yards. It was going as far as their drivers were. They were looking at me like, "Where's it?" So Hanuman was still just lofting my balls these great distances. And the whole mood changed. Everybody was having so much fun. And the guy told me, says, don't ever get rid of your throw. Just get it regrooved, man. You're really. And so the whole mood changed. I experienced the detachment, and actually the golf playing was better, but it was all Hanuman just saving my ball.
Yeah.
And so that was
A
my
perfect
story.
networking opportunity as well, isn't it? Work-wise.
Yeah, and the other thing that happened,
Yes.
the more amazing, incredible story that happened is there was I asked to share a room because when you have all like couple hundred people together, they would buddy up on rooms, so you'd share a room with somebody. And I asked for this guy that I knew he had, because I didn't want to be with somebody who'd been out drinking all night and everything, and I could meditate in the room. So this guy I knew he had become like a born again Christian. We used to work together when we were together at the factory. So he we got a room together, and the first night I said, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I can give this guy his realization, and he's thinking maybe I can turn this guy towards Jesus, right? And so So the first night I said, hey, do you mind if I set up a little meditation room? Where so I put up Shimaji's photo and a candle and was meditating. Um, and afterwards, he said, when you were doing this, like the bandhan, he says, I could see this light on your head, and when you did this, it like smoothed it out into like a helmet around your head.
Wow.
I wasn't sure if he was, because the guy was known to like tell stories,
Okay.
and so I wasn't sure if he was just like, messing with me, but he had sleep apnea where he would just like be tight, he could like fall asleep. So he was into like this super conscious. So I was
Yes.
thinking, no, maybe he is saying something. So the next night I asked him if he wanted to meditate with me. And after saying this, he said, yeah, okay, sure, I'll do it. So I got behind him and I was raising his kundalini like, oh, beforehand he couldn't sit cross-legged because he used to play American football and his knees were wrecked and he had to
Mm.
stick his feet straight out to Shimaji's photograph, as we know that's not really auspicious way to meditate with your feet out to Shimaji. But it's like he had no choice. He couldn't bend his knees. So I'm behind him, I'm raising his kundalini. I just felt something just like break, and I put my hand above his head. I felt this incredible cool breeze above his head. I'm like, wow, So okay, let's just meditate. And afterwards, I asked him, I said, well, how do you feel? I said, do you feel anything on your head? He says, no, but I feel this cool wind on my feet. So he had his feet out to Shmaji's photograph, and he got his realization through his feet.
Wow.
And and when we went to bed that night, he's in his bed under the covers, and he's saying, I can still feel the cool breeze on my feet.
That's amazing. So just to give it a picture, which golf course was it, and which year is this where Shri
It
Hanuman
was
has
in it
helped
was
you
in
hole in one?
Chicago,
Chicago.
and it had to have been probably 93, 94.
Okay.
Could have been as late as nine. I don't remember. It was in the
That's
beginning.
just incredible.
And I
It's
haven't actually, they give you the golf course, they give you this little thing. I have it stuck away somewhere, I think. This,
well, next time when you do share
certified
the
hole in one
stories,
or whatever.
yeah, you can share
But
that
yeah,
trophy with us.
but
Oh
yeah, so
my
but
goodness.
both experiences were pretty extraordinary. The golf
Yeah.
and with the roommate, it was really,
Yeah,
really
and did I mean, of course he got his realization, um, and
he
did he sort of stick to
did.
it?
But one of the things about Sahaja Yoga is, once we put ourselves in the attention of the divine, this is very careful. Like we have to become dharmic. We have to be deserving of the gift we're being given. And he turns out he was cheating on his expense reports and he got caught.
Oh,
And his wife blamed it on Sahaja Yoga, because she was still this born again Christian thing. And so he wound up dropping it. But that's the other thing I think I would want to share with people is that we have to be very, very careful once we put ourselves in the attention of the divine. And the divine is very forgiving to a point, but if we are doing things that we know are wrong, we're going to get exposed.
True.
And so, yeah.
Okay, caution. Well, it's just living with those valencies that Shri Mataji talks about. It's
Mhm.
nothing out of the world, but just remembering the dharma and trying to do one's best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, incredible, amazing. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai
Thanks a
Shri
lot.